Why did just this one scene make so many people want to be Spider-Man? Looking at the bite on his hand, Peter didn't think much of it at first. Little did he know, the spider that bit him was genetically modified. By the time he got home, Peter knew something was wrong. He didn't even stop for dinner before rushing upstairs. Seeing this, Uncle Ben just chalked it up to teenage rebellion and didn't pay it any mind. But what he didn't know was that as soon as Peter took his shirt off, a wave of intense dizziness washed over him. The next moment, Peter was out cold. The swollen, blistering bite on his hand was a clear sign that this was serious. While Peter was unconscious, the spider's DNA was busy rewriting his genes. When he woke up the next day, he instinctively reached for his glasses, only to find his 800-degree nearsightedness was completely gone. Peter thought it was really strange. But when he looked in the mirror, something even stranger had happened. His once scrawny body was now covered in lean, defined muscle.
Peter?
Yeah?
Are you alright?
I'm fine.
Well, hurry up. You're gonna be late.
Right.
Just as Peter was getting dressed, he saw the girl he'd had a crush on since he was 6, heading out next door. Hoping to accidentally run into her, Peter dashed downstairs and ran out without even eating breakfast. But as soon as he stepped outside, what he saw was his crush, Mary Jane, being yelled at by her father. Seeing how hurt Mary Jane looked, Peter practiced words of comfort in his head over and over, hoping to cheer her up. But before he could say a word, a sports car pulled up and drove her away. Because of this, Peter missed the school bus. Left with no choice, he sprinted after it. As he banged on the bus to get the driver to stop, his left hand accidentally got stuck on a sticker. Not knowing what was happening, he assumed it was just the sweat on his hands. Later, starving after a day without food, Peter went to the cafeteria. As his crush Mary Jane walked by, she suddenly stepped in a puddle.
Wow, great reflexes.
And he was grinning like an idiot. But the moment he remembered she was dating the school bully, his smile vanished. He sank back into his seat, totally deflated. Then, his fork suddenly stuck to his hand and wouldn't come off, no matter how hard he shook it. He had to peel it off with his other hand, and that's when he saw these weird, stringy strands coming with it. Before he could process it, a web shot from his wrist and glued itself to the lunch tray in front of him. Seeing nobody had noticed, Peter tried to discreetly reel the web back in, but ended up launching the entire tray right onto the bully. Uh-oh. Peter bolted, but the web still attached to his arm totally snitched on him.
Parker?
Staring at his own hand, Peter began to suspect something was seriously wrong with his body. And of course, the bully wasn't about to let this slide. He threw a punch straight at Peter's face. But in that moment, a new ability kicked in. Everything seemed to slow down. The world around him moved as if someone had hit the slow motion button. He could even see the individual flaps of a fly's wings. The bully's fist missed and smashed into a locker. He swung again, but Peter dodged every blow with ease. Because to Peter, those punches were moving in slow motion. When one of the bully's lackeys tried a cheap shot from behind, Peter sensed it instantly. He launched into the air, spun a full 720 degrees, and landed cleanly out of reach. The move was so slick it left the lackey frozen in fear. With his backup useless, the bully had to charge alone, only to have Peter catch his fist one-handed like it was nothing. Then, with just a light punch, this incredible moment left Peter buzzing with excitement. But that buzz was short-lived. Peter knew he'd already drawn too much attention. If anyone discovered his secret now, he'd be in real trouble. So he took off, sprinting out of school and not stopping until he reached a deserted alley. Peter looks down at his palm and realizes it's now covered with tiny, sharp spikes. He starts wondering, wait, can I actually climb walls like a spider? Turns out, he can do more than climb. One jump sends him flying dozens of meters away. When he finally lands safely, he looks at a crane nearly 100 meters ahead and starts thinking, can I swing over there with webs? But there's one problem. Peter has no idea how to shoot webs.
Shazam! Go! Go! Go, Web, go!
Then out of nowhere, one random hand gesture and boom, a web shoots straight out. Now that he's got a feel for it, he aims at the crane, fires a web, and grabs onto it.
Tally-ho.
Peter gets home and finds Uncle Ben already asleep. Seeing the still wet paint, he suddenly remembers. He promised to help Ben paint the kitchen. Right then, he hears Mary arguing with her father. So he pretends he's taking out the trash just to create a coincidental meeting.
Were you listening to that?
No. Well, I heard, but I was just taking out the trash.
I guess you can always hear us.
Well, everybody shouts.
Your aunt and uncle don't.
They can scream pretty good sometimes.
With a chance to talk, the two quickly start sharing their plans after graduation. But just as the conversation gets good,
Come take a ride, my new birthday present. Come on.
I gotta go.
Bye.
Oh my god, it's gorgeous!
Yeah, right?
Look at it!
I'm in.
Peter watches his crush get picked up and driven away. And he thinks, if I had a car, maybe I could actually win Mary's heart. So he decides he needs money for a car. But even the cheapest one costs $2,598. That's when something in the newspaper catches his eye. Become an amateur wrestler. Survive in the ring for 3 minutes and you win $3,000. Only requirement, your outfit has to look cool. So with a burst of creativity, Peter designs a red and blue suit. Now that he has a costume, he needs to train his powers and get ready for the match. As he practices in his room, the sound of things breaking quickly brings Aunt May in.
Peter? What's going on in there?
I'm exercising. I'm not dressed, Aunt May.
Well, you're acting so strangely, Peter.
Once everything's ready, Peter tells Uncle Ben he's heading to the library and gets ready to leave. But Ben can sense something's been off with Peter lately. So he uses the "I'll drive you there" excuse to give Peter a little heart-to-heart talk in the car.
Peter, these are the years when a man changes into the man he's going to become the rest of his life. Just be careful who you change into. This guy, Flash Thompson, he probably deserved what happened. But just because you can beat him up doesn't give you the right to. Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
Are you afraid that I'm gonna turn into some kind of criminal? Quit worrying about me, okay? Something's different. I'll figure it out. Stop lecturing me, please.
I don't mean to lecture and I don't mean to preach. And I know I'm not your father.
Then stop pretending to be.
When Peter steps out of the car, his mind is only on that $3,000. But he has no idea. The next time he sees Uncle Ben, it'll be their final goodbye.